left the water running out and I had to go turn it off. So, as I was saying, it's quite a bit cooler here this morning than it has been. It's very nice. I hear say El Nino is going to come through and jack us all up here in a little while, though. So just enjoy the cooler weather while you got it. I'm reading 70 degrees in the garage at 7-something a.m. 54% humidity. It's actually a little bit lower than it has been, so let us get after it. We're using the Kaldi Mini Roasters, a 200-gram capacity, which is what I roast. Each batch of coffee here at Callus Coffee Company is roasted individually with love and precision. I am having a little bit of trouble reaching my desired weight loss and temperature. At 438 degrees, I can nail it every time, be super consistent, about 14.5 to 15% weight loss every time at 438 degrees. At 442 degrees, I'm losing way too much weight again. Which was an issue that I've had with this particular roaster. I think it's kind of inherent that this thing you're gonna lose a lot of weight. Maybe more so than you should. But at 442 degrees, I should be about 15 to 15.5% weight loss. I should be in that neighborhood. I'm getting close to 17, so I'm almost a whole percentage point off on my weight loss. So I'm not 100% how I want to combat that. Anyway, let's get into this roast and let me see how it's feeling. It is Tuesday, August the 25th. I'm reading 70 degrees. I got 69.8 degrees over here, and I got 60. We're gonna go with a 69. Nice degrees cold charge. Let's see if we can get this sucker going with any kind of consistency. Outer mark tick 4. All right. Now, how am I going to get my weight loss down just a little bit? Does that mean I want to I'm going to keep my heat. I'm not going to reduce my heat until my first sound. So I'm going to keep my heat higher, which that might be the wrong approach. I might want to cut my heat earlier, but I'm going to cut my heat later. Try to keep good, steady momentum. And then as soon as I hear that first sound, reduce my heat from the outer tick mark 4 to the outer tick mark 2. And then I will cut my heat completely at 432 degrees to try to coast up to 442. I think cutting my heat at 430 degrees is a little bit early, and it just took too long to get there, and maybe that extra 20 seconds or so accounts for some of that weight loss. So I think by keeping the heat intensity higher a little bit longer, then I might get to that get to my temperature just a little bit quicker to retain a little bit more of that moisture. That's my plan. That's my plan. Let's see how that works out for me. It's just crazy. At 438 degrees, I can nail it every single time, but at 400, just 4 degree difference, it's causing me some issues. Oh, roasting coffee, that's why I say, you know, that's why people pay big money for coffee beans. Because it's tricky. Tricky. Magic is definitely in the bean. I just got to figure out the temperature, the gas intensity that it needs to make it go. It's a Colombian Brazilian blend this morning. Now the Brazilian beans are, I guess, quite a bit softer than the Colombian beans. The Colombian beans are a higher altitude, higher density bean. So the Brazilian beans, trying to get to 442 degrees, may push into second crack, whereas the Colombian beans retain the heat a little bit better, and they might be a little resistant to that second crack. But I don't know. Gemini tells me that I should roast them separately to the temperature that I want and then blend the beans. But I'm not doing that. I'm blending them all together. So, I don't know. The Brazilian beans by themselves are fantastic. I really like them. I really, really like the Brazilian. And the Colombian is the one that I seem to be having the most issue with my weight loss. My Brazilian beans are actually roasting to 442. Yeah, like that blend there was closer. Yeah, the Brazilian beans have been getting closer, which is curious. It's the Colombian beans, that's the higher density beans, I guess, that are giving me. I've not quite figured out what I need to do to get them where I want them. The higher density Colombia beans. So after this one, I'm going to do a couple batches of Brazilian. Or maybe I'll do the Colombian to try to figure that out. I don't know. I mean, as far as consistency goes, man, I'm still pretty daggone good at 5 minutes today. I'm 305 degrees at 5 minutes. My roast yesterday afternoon, I was 305 degrees at 5 minutes. So, I mean, getting consistency within my own data set, which I think that's good. Gives me room to, I know where to go one way or the other, I guess. Come on, beans, cooking on beans. So my rate of rise has just kind of naturally dropped from earlier. We're getting close to 30, almost 60 degrees a minute. Now that's kind of dropped down to about 30 degrees, 28 degrees actually. Which is consistent with what it's been doing. .347 degrees at 6:30. 349 degrees at 6:30. Pretty close, pretty close. My ambient temperature is quite a bit cooler than it was at the roast yesterday. Not really. 70 versus 77 and 54% humidity versus 54% humidity. It's pretty close. Pretty close to what we were yesterday. Oh boy. Chaff's really starting to fly. That aroma starting to pick up. My rate of rise is pretty consistent over the last minute. 26 degrees, 13 degrees every 30 seconds. $7.57 at 385 is my first sound. I'm gonna wait till rolling. To drop my temperature. I think the Brazilian beans do give me an outlier earlier than the Colombian beans do. They do start the crack process just a bit earlier, I believe. I'll say 857, 407. I'll call that rolling first crack, and now I will reduce my heat. Now this is going real good. Listen to the magic happen. I'm so excited. $417 degrees at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. 417 degrees at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Goal temperature 442 degrees. The temperatures are behaving as I expect them to. 423 degrees at 10 minutes. 424 degrees at 10 minutes. All right, let's get gloved up, son. Get gloved up. All right. $431 degrees at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, 434 is where I've cut my heat. 434. That should be plenty to reach 442. Yeah, we hit 442 degrees at 11:06. $11:06. We hit our number. Just first snaps of 2C. That's probably the Brazilian beans pushing into 2C. So 11:06, 442. We hit it. We nailed it. And I'm hoping for about a 15% weight loss here. Let's see. Let's look at the beans. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Look at that. Look at those delicious looking beans. See, yeah, a little bit darker than what I've been doing. The seams are nice and open, and there's not so much. It's a little bit darker chaff in there than the what I've been getting. All right. Thanks for